So it deals with something which is not at the gross level. It is not structured. It is said that top level management actually deals with unstructured situations. Junior level management, young people, entry level managers, they deal with structured situations. So if there is a problem, there is a solution, they know how it is to be handled. But if it is something which has never happened in the past, you require abstract mental intelligence, conceptualization and design skills, which are not available most of the time at the junior level in the organization, which is considered to be the job of the top level management in the organization. Although anyone can do that, it's about just opening your mind with liberation. If you have conditioned mind, like the horse, you have blinkers on both the sides. So horse has a focus to run. So if you are at the entry level, you struggle with things that you perform well. It's like driving a car in the beginning, and your entire focus and attention is on the driving of the car. You can't listen to anything else at that point of time. So when you start your job in an organization, it is something like that only. That you are engaged totally into making it happen. And that is how the concept of flow comes. When you are in the flow, that is true motivation to do that actually. That's the intrinsic motivation. The flow concept is coming from the intrinsic. When you stop listening to any sound which is coming near you. If there is a bell that rings in the house, you are not able to listen to that. If somebody comes in front of you, you are not able to see him. Because you are totally engrossed into the activity that you are doing at that point of time. You look from the eyes only when your mind says look into this. So as we talked earlier, you listen through the ears, but when your mind says that listen, only then you listen. Similarly, when your eyes are there in front of something, you see only when your mind opens up for that. Otherwise, you can't see that. So the ability to think about objects, principle and idea that are not physically present. So it's even about the existence which is in the subtle form, the physical body that we can see, which we also call it as annamaya kosha, which is nourished by the food. It's the physical or gross form. So you have logic and rationality and all those things which are available to deal with gross form of things. But when we go to the subtle world, then you need to learn how to deal with subtle things. You need to have holistic thinking of, which refers to a big picture mentality in which a person recognizes the interconnectedness of various elements that form larger systems, patterns and objects. Like I said, Galileo was put in behind bars just because he defied the current norm of the religious organizations which pronounce that sun rises from the east and it takes a round of the earth and sets from the west, which was later proved finally after 350 years. Galileo was recognized by the same church which did not allow his body to be buried inside that church where the bodies of most of the people who were recognized at that time were being buried. So he was denied that opportunity because they could not think holistically. They could not think beyond what they thought at that point of time is right. And it took 350 years for that church to recognize that the church gave a wrong pronouncement at that point of time because of the whatever scientific facts that were available at that point of time. So scientific facts which are shown to us at a given point of time doesn't mean that they hold true. That is how Newtonian physics have been challenged by the quantum physics. So this abstract mental intelligence is tapping into that consciousness which is about that world which is beyond what appears to be. Like in a movie theater, when you go, you see a picture. When you enter, if the picture is on, you see on the screen there is a picture, but you can't see the screen because the picture is being displayed on the screen, and you get engrossed into that. You cry, you laugh, you become associated with that, little realizing that this is just a movie. So you need to have holistic thinking of this entire world, which is a bigger theater. And we can't see where the strings are which governs us, which says that this is your last breath. Best of the doctors wanted to save best of the minds on this planet, but till now no doctor has been able to prove that he can save any human body when the life decides to move out from the body. Life force decides to move out from the body. You may have a lot of money like Michael Jackson and you decide to live longer with the help of surgery and doctor's intervention and so on and so forth, but you may not achieve that because the force of your life is not in the hands of doctors. Life force is something beyond the comprehension of doctors. You need to tap into that consciousness which is higher than logical mind, beyond logic, to have access to that. So thinking holistically is the opposite of analyzing something which involves breaking down a larger system into its details, because we do not have the access to the complete system. So how can you analyze fully any phenomena actually? You analyze phenomena based on certain facts which are made available to you. If the facts are not totally available to you, how you can analyze fully? Analysis is not complete unless you have completeness of the information on the basis of which you are analyzing. We as humanity have not been able to measure the size of the universe because the moment you measure it keeps on expanding. That is the vastness of the universe in which we exist. So it is from minus infinity to plus infinity. And we are just like a small cog in the wheel, a drop in the ocean. So the ability to think about the entire perspective of life, the totality of awareness, is something which is very important, which is about holistic thinking. Then comes the creative thinking, which is the ability to look at things differently and find new ways of solving problems. Like we listen on the TV every day, something new is coming up. In terms of your mask, some new innovations. अभी एक मास्क कल न्यूज़ में आया कि वो आप साफ कर सकते हैं, उसको धो के दोबारा यूज़ कर सकते हैं, मल्टीपल यूजेस. अभी तक आ रहा था एक बार मास्क लीजिए, उसको 6 घंटे बाद उसको धोने में उसको डस्टबिन में डाल दीजिए, एंड हाउ टू डिस्पोज दैट ऑफ. सो द एंटायर कॉन्सेप्ट of using the mask is changing by virtue of one invention or one innovation, I would say, that now you have reusable mask by washing. So that is the power of creative thinking, and that is the power of that phrase, necessity is the mother of invention. That you keep on thinking beyond what exists. 50 years ago there was no TV. Black and white TV initially came when we were quite young. Indian government did not allow color TV to be manufactured for quite some time because they thought what would happen to the black and white TV manufacturers. There was license system so that they can ensure that those who have manufacturing capacities can survive. But the entire mindset has changed and we are doing global sourcing now. Because we believe now that anything coming from anywhere in the world, जैसे कहते हैं good thoughts coming from anywhere in the world, we should accept that. Similarly, we are accepting any kind of things which are good in terms of products and services, we are accepting that, because creativity is not something which is the domain of any one country. So that is the power of accepting creativity anywhere in the world. In any case, we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the entire world is one family. In any case, we all are connected to the spiritual intelligence. You can get into the energy body of any individual in the world and get data about him. If you have questions, you can send those questions about that. I can answer after the workshop or after the MDP is over. It's about, the power to get data by entering into somebody's consciousness who is miles and miles away from you here. That is the power of spiritual intelligence. Emotional thinking refers to a generalized ability to distinguish emotions and thoughts. For some, strong emotions tend to interfere with balanced and realistic thought processes and can result in distorted views of situations and relationships. It is said, my wife told me that there is a book you must read. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I told you earlier also, Dr. Mukul Singh, who is a doctor in Safdarjung Hospital, she told me you must read that. And I learned a lesson from her, that you need to, if you want emotional balance of your partner, you need not answer every time with a solution. Although we say, are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? It's a thinking mind. Left part of the brain, logical mind, concrete mental intelligence, which tells you that you must have solution of every problem.